Om Shanti and a very good morning to all. Today we are going to read the Murli dated 21st April 1983. The title of the Murli is To Follow the Codes of Conduct of the Confluence Age is to become a most elevated being. मर्यादाओं को फॉलो करना माना ही मर्यादा पुरुषोत्तम बन, right? It is one of our degrees, right? It is one of the 5 degrees that we receive. So in today's Murli, Baba is mainly talking about the codes of conduct and giving us ways how can we protect ourselves, or how can these codes of conduct help us survive, rather stay firm in this atmosphere of, negativity and tamo pradhanpa that Baba calls it. Also, Baba mentions about the awareness, the essence of awareness, right? Vritti, jisko Baba कहते हैं. So we will read the Murli together and we will try to connect the points, connect the dots Baba is sharing. So today, Bapdada is seeing the children who are the most elevated beings, who follow all the highest codes of conduct. The codes of conduct of the confluence age make you into the most elevated beings. This is why you are called the most elevated beings who follow the highest codes of conduct. Right? इसीलिए ही we receive the title of Maryada Purushottam. Right? Right. Uh, like earlier also I mentioned, it is one of our 5 degrees that we receive, along with Sola Kala Sampurna, Sampurna Nirvikari, Sarvagun Sampanna, Maryada Purushottam, and Ahimsa Parmodharam. Right? So these are the 5 degrees, and this being one of those. Baba says, the easiest way to remain safe from tamoguni human souls and the tamoguni atmosphere and vibrations is to follow the codes of conduct. Those who stay within the line of the codes of conduct remain constantly free from having to labor. Now, it's his promise, or rather, it's his, what should I say? It's a guarantee that if you stay within the lines of these codes of conduct that I have formed for you, you may not have to do a lot of labor. मेहनत नहीं करनी पड़ेगी. This will be an easy push-up. This will be an easy mark for you, an easy way for you. Because it is often said for Sita as well. Why was it that she came under the influence of Ravan? Because she stepped out of the lines of the limit that she has. I'm not getting the word in Hindi right now, but yeah. तो उस मर्यादा की लाइन के पार हो गई, and that is why she could not understand that it was Ravan who came. Right? So this goes for us as well. If we don't follow any of the codes of conduct throughout the day, you will often feel that there is something missing, there is something lacking, and the soul is not feeling up to the mark of contentness that it should. क्योंकि what happens is, when we follow these codes of conduct, जब मर्यादाओं में चलते हैं, जब मर्यादाओं को follow करते हैं, तो at every step you get a plus bonus for following the code of conduct, plus you also receive the blessings of the Almighty who has formed these codes of conduct. So it is a double bonus for the soul. And you will also be able to differentiate between, see, one of the 2 days. One maybe when you have followed all the Srimad according to what Baba has given us throughout the day. And the other day might be just an ordinary day where you kind of missed on to something that was planned and it was not according to Srimad. You can match the level of contentness for those 2 days. It feels so good inside when we are on track, and it feels so empty at times. You can experience that void कि आज कुछ रह गया. There's something missing. It's because of this. Baba says, those who stay within the line of the codes of conduct remain constantly free from having to labor. You have to labor when you step outside the lines of the codes of conduct in your thoughts, words, or action. You have received from Bapdada the codes of conduct for every step. By taking every step according to the codes of conduct, you automatically become the elevated human beings who follow the highest codes of conduct. इससे बड़ी मर्यादाएं और नहीं हो सकती कोई. संसार में नहीं है कोई. हो सकती क्या? है ही नहीं. Because these are a set of rules, these are a set of maryadas that have been listed by the Almighty Himself. Right? And if we follow these, then Baba says, ज्यादा कुछ करना नहीं है, then you will be automatically called the elevated human being. तो पुरुषोत्तम का टाइटल अपने आप लगता है फिर. मर्यादाओं में है तो पुरुषोत्तम बन ही रहे हैं. उसकी मेहनत नहीं है फिर. The first step is to stay within the lines of code of conduct. Right? Further, Baba says, you know very well what a life based on the codes of conduct from Amrit Vela to night time looks like. To continue to move along according to these is to become the most elevated human being. Since the very name is the most elevated, it means you are higher than all ordinary human beings. पुरुषोत्तम माना ही सर्व पुरुषों से उत्तम. Right? So that is why Baba is mentioning that if you have received the title the most elevated, that means you are higher than all the ordinary human beings. So check that the main thing of you elevated souls, your awareness is elevated. When your awareness is elevated, your attitude, vision, and stage are automatically elevated. स्मृति अगर सेट है तो बाकी सब अपने आप it will follow, right? Because if I have the awareness that I am a peaceful soul, it will automatically come into my words, right? It will automatically reflect through my actions, and it will automatically it will be there in my thoughts. मतलब बार बार अपने आप को ये थोड़ी ना बताएंगे कि मैं शांत स्वरूप हूँ, मैं शांत स्वरूप हूँ, I am peaceful, I am peaceful. No, I have this awareness that I am peaceful. Now the thoughts, the words, the deeds will follow automatically, right? अगर ये स्वमान लेके रखा है that I am peaceful, but दिखाई ही नहीं दे रहा, मेरे बोल में ही नहीं आ रहा, मेरे थॉट्स में ही नहीं आ रहा, कर्मों का तो बहुत दूर, then then we need to check, right? So Baba is mostly underlining awareness here, awareness. Right? Just an example is coming to my mind. जैसे कोई mama है, she's a mother. She has the awareness that I am a mother and I have to take care of my children. I have to take care of the family. I have to handle the household, right? बार बार अपने आप को बैठकर याद थोड़ी दिलाती है वो कि हाँ अरे नहीं मैं इसकी मम्मा हूँ. Imagine if the child comes and asks for food and she has to again recall कि ये क्यों मेरे से खाना मांग रहा है. अच्छा मैं इसकी मम्मा हूँ. No, it is just simple as this. Right? She knows, yeah, I am a mother and it is a part of my duty. It is a part of my role that I'm supposed to play. Mhm. This is the magic of awareness. And we can churn more about it. We can dive in deep into it. Right? Maybe we can discuss this later. The Baba says, when your awareness is elevated, your attitude, vision, and stage are automatically elevated. Do you know what the line of the code of conduct of awareness is? I am an elevated soul, and all others are the elevated souls of the one elevated Father. The variety of souls play a variety of parts. Let this first lesson remain in your awareness in a natural way. स्मृति, हाँ, जो पहला मुख्य पाठ बाबा पढ़ाते हैं स्मृति का. So he says, let this be in your awareness in a very natural way. Now, since we've forgotten this over the past many births, so to make this awareness a natural way, we will have to keep on repeating this, right? And that is why it will become natural after a lot of effort, right? क्योंकि भूले हुए हैं ना. अवेयरनेस माने क्या? याद रहना, स्मृति में रखना, बट हमको वो स्मृति जागृत नहीं है, right? So to make this natural, we will have to keep reminding ourselves the different points of self-esteem that Baba has given, right? And this will come through practice, right? When you look at this into a more broader aspect, not from what Baba shares or not from this godly knowledge, many people practice this. And this is a term framed as mindfulness outside, right? To bring the mind in the moment, whatever you are doing, to make it aware, right? Even if it's a simple act of brushing your teeth, many people practice the act of being and staying present in that moment about what am I doing at that time, right? Because the mind keeps on wandering somewhere if you are not giving it a direction, if you are not giving it some action to do, or if you're not giving it good quality thoughts, then it will keep wandering here and there, right? Even if you're driving your way uh, to your workplace, maybe say driving, maybe walking, maybe as I mentioned, brushing your teeth, maybe cooking. So these are little acts that we do daily, that we perform daily. And so इसमें भी वृत्ति कहाँ रहती है? What is the mind doing at that time? So many people take this as a purposely they plan schedules, time slots for these activities as well, so as they can judge कि कहाँ दिमाग दौड़ता है, where is the mind wandering, कहाँ मन चला जाता है. And this is a practice of awareness again, right? To bring your mind in the moment. तो यहाँ ले आओ जो कार्य आप कर रहे हैं उसमें. Baba says, even when you look at a body, you only see the soul. Let this powerful awareness be in a practical form at every second, and you will then become an embodiment of awareness. Do not just repeat, I am a soul and the other one is a soul, but I am definitely a soul and that one is also definitely a soul. The code of conduct of this first awareness makes you constantly free from obstacles and you become an instrument to spread powerful vibrations of this elevated awareness. Then through this, others also become free from obstacles. It is like if you can just imagine at the moment, just look at a very clear sky, is free from all the clouds, absolutely bright, shining sky. Awareness, this is Behad mein awareness. Okay? And when these clouds of little things that happened, when the clouds of waste, when the clouds of negativity, when the clouds of, say, other people's comments, or maybe just randomly thinking about some other people, some other soul. These are the clouds that drift away your awareness, that block your awareness. ऐसा ही होता है ना, क्योंकि बेहद आकाश में जब वो बादल आ जाते हैं तब वो दिखाई नहीं पड़ता फिर, right? And that is why Baba keeps saying कि स्मृति स्वरूप हो, स्मृति स्वरूप बनना नहीं है, तुम हो ही. All that is happening is ये जो छोटी छोटी बातें ऊपर से नीचे से आ जाती हैं कहीं से, वो अवेयरनेस को, वो स्मृति को डिस्टर्ब कर देते. अदरवाइज तो यू आर ऑलरेडी अ सोल. इसीलिए बाबा बोल रहा है that you don't have to repeat it again, but bring that to your consciousness. क्या हो, अब करना क्या है ना? So Baba says, okay, the code of conduct of this first awareness makes you constantly free from obstacles and you become an instrument to spread powerful vibrations of this elevated awareness. Then through this, others also become free from obstacles. The Pandav army has come to celebrate a meeting. As well as having a meeting, also take back with you the blessing of may you be an embodiment of remembrance. Yeah? Vritti Baba. Now see how he is using words. Vritti को remembrance भी बोलते हैं, vritti को awareness भी बोलते हैं. Right? So may you be an embodiment of remembrance, which is the foundation of the first code of conduct. मर्यादा को फॉलो करने की सबसे बेसिक और फाउंडेशन स्टेज यही है, वृत्ति, कि मैं हूँ कौन. This awareness brings you far. From all you have heard, what is the essence that you will take back with you? The essence is to be an embodiment of awareness. The essence is just this. And whenever Baba says essence, right, so comparing it with the practical essence that we use in maybe in our food products or while uh, creating a few desserts, right? Essence का ना सिर्फ one or two drops ही required होता है. You don't need to put in an entire bottle. उसका taste या फिर उसका खुशबू या फिर उसका स्वाद आने के लिए. What you need is just one or two drops of it. That means it's so powerful कि उसकी एक दो बूंद से काम होगा. This is the essence of awareness and of remembrance also. जैसे होता है ना कि बेहद को, विस्तार को पूरा सार में समाया हुआ है, ऐसी अवेयरनेस है, ऐसी वो स्मृति है. I mean, I'm not sure if I'm able to relate it, but this is the power of the awareness या फिर जो स्मृति बाबा दिलाना चाहते कि वही एसेंस है. Further, he says, constantly revise this blessing every morning at Amrit Vela. Before you perform any task, sit on the powerful seat of this blessing and then decide whether that task is wasteful or powerful. Then act. After performing that action, check that the action remained powerful from beginning to end. Otherwise, although many children start the action in a powerful form, they are, however, unaware of how the action becomes wasteful or ordinary in the middle, or at what point from being powerful they went in the direction of performing wasteful or ordinary action. Then at the end, they think that they didn't do what they should have done. What is the result of that? To do something and then think about it is not a qualification of a soul who is a knower of the three aspects of time. Therefore, become an embodiment of awareness. That is, an embodiment of power in all three aspects of time. The first stage, I believe, is to bring the mind in the moment, right? It starts from there. Because many a times we Brahman also, बहुत बार तो it is only just repeating thoughts कि मैं आत्मा परम धाम में बैठी हूँ, मैं आत्मा बाबा से किरणें ले रही, but we don't even realize when is the attention drifting away कि परम धाम में हूँ ही नहीं, वो एकाग्रचित तो हूँ ही नहीं, I am somewhere else, the mind is somewhere else, the thoughts are somewhere else, forget about meditating, right? So the first step that we need to do here is to practice this, to bring the mind in the moment, in the consciousness, in the awareness, with whatever task you are doing, right? With any of the tasks that you have in hand. And then it will gradually become, the awareness will then become the power, right? फिर उसको यूज कर पाएंगे, जो बाबा कहते हैं ना, एकाग्रता की शक्ति या फिर स्मृति का बल, हाँ, ये तो बाद में, पहले अपनी कॉन्शियसनेस में तो आ जाए, है ना? The Baba says, do you understand what you have to take back with you? Never leave your seat of a powerful stage. This seat is the seat of a swan. The speciality of a swan is the power to discern. With the power to discern, you will constantly continue to move forward in the stage of being the most elevated human beings, following the highest codes of conduct. Constantly keep with you this blessing of the seat and the godly title of the most elevated human beings who follow the highest codes of conduct. Maryada Purushottam. Acha. Today it is the day for just giving greetings because you are going on service. You are not going to your worldly homes, but to your places of service. You are going amongst stoats, bagule, but you are going amongst stoats, but you are going for service. Don't go there thinking that you are going because of your relationships of karmic accounts, but that it is a relationship of service. You are not there to settle karmic accounts, but you are there to fulfill the responsibility of service. It is not karmic bond, but a bond of service. Acha. Maybe we can take the yad later after meeting the groups. Okay. Bapdada meeting groups. The first one. Do you constantly experience yourselves to be the most elevated, fortunate souls? Those whose father is the bestower of fortune would be so fortunate themselves. The Father is the bestower of fortune, and so what would he give you as an inheritance? जिसका बाप ही भाग्य विधाता है तो वर्षे में क्या देगा? He would definitely give you an elevated fortune. Would he not? Always remember the Father, the bestower of fortune, and also your fortune. When you have your elevated fortune in your awareness, you would also have the zeal and enthusiasm to make others fortunate because you are the children of the bestower. अपने आप को भरपूर किया है, अपना भाग्य समझा है, तभी फिर औरों को बांटने का उमंग उत्साह आता है, राइट? अपने आप को ही भरपूर नहीं किया तो फिर सेवा का उमंग नहीं आता इतना, राइट? और अगर सेवा का उमंग आता भी है तो दैट इज ऑल्सो टू सम लिमिटेड एक्सटेंट। मेरी सेवा मैं करता, वो जो बेहद का बाबा कहता है ना, दैट विल बी लैकिंग। दैट इज व्हाई बाबा सेज awareness of your fortune. The Father, the bestower of the fortune, distributed fortune through Brahma. So what will you Brahmins do? Whatever is the task of Brahma is also the task of you Brahmins. Therefore, you are those who distribute such fortune. Those people distribute clothes, food, and water, but only the children of the bestower of fortune can distribute elevated fortune. बहुत 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 बड़ी बात है, right? This is something very great. किसी को भाग्य देना, भाग्य विधाता के बच्चे तो हम हैं, right? किसी को भाग्य बांटना बहुत बड़ी बात। तो see, Baba gives us so many points of self-esteem, right? बड़े बड़े वो तो छोटे छोटे। So you are the elevated, fortunate souls who distribute fortune. Those who have attained fortune have attained everything. If today you give people clothes, they will lack food tomorrow. Then if you give them food tomorrow, they will lack water. For how long would you keep distributing one thing after another? They cannot become content and satisfied through that. But if you distribute fortune, then where there is fortune, there is everything. In any case, when someone attains something, he says, "Vah, my fortune." हिंदी में सुनने में कितना अच्छा ना, वाह मेरा भाग्य, वाह my fortune. So this sounds different. So where there is fortune, everything is attained. So you are those who donate elevated fortune. The awareness of being elevated, great donors, and elevated fortunate souls will constantly keep you in the flying stage. Where there is the awareness of elevated fortune, there will be the awareness of all attainment. मैंने बोला ना, स्मृति का खेल है. It's all in the awareness. कैसी स्मृति आपने ली है, it will depend on that. कि अपने लिए और औरों के लिए संकल्प कैसे आते हैं. Become generous-hearted in distributing this fortune. This is unending. When there is a little of something, one can be being miserly with it. However, this is unending, and you must therefore continue to distribute it. Constantly continue to give. Let not a single day be missed in making a donation. Constant donors constantly keep all their treasure stores open. They don't stop making donations for even an hour. The duty of Brahmins is to take this knowledge and then donate it. remain constantly engrossed in this task. The second group that Baba is meeting, do you constantly experience yourselves to be confluence aged souls who are as valuable as diamonds? All of you children are true diamonds. Are you not? Diamonds are very valuable. Your Brahman life too has so much value. And this is why Brahmins are always shown on a peak. A peak means the highest place. In fact, deities are the highest, but you Brahmins are even higher than the deities. Mhm. Do you have such intoxication? इतना नशा है तुम्हें? Singha Baba is asking. You have the knowledge that you belong to the Father and that the Father belongs to you. Do you not? है नहीं है सबको. Always just remember this one thing. Constantly sing this song in your mind. I have attained what I wanted to attain. Singing songs physically, you would get tired after an hour. However, there is no tiredness in singing this song. Prana Paso Pali. Right? By belonging to the Father, you become everything. You become dancers, singers, artists. You are creating the image of your angelic form practically. जो कला हमें नहीं भी है ना बाबा वो कलाएं भी हमारे अंदर भरता है. So this is so true that he says that when you belong to the Father, you become everything. You become a dancer, you become a singer, you become an artist. So with the yoga of your intellect, you paint such beautiful pictures. This is such a beautiful line. With the yoga of your intellect, Buddhi Yoga, right? You paint such beautiful pictures. अरे बुद्धि का योग लगा हुआ होगा तभी पिक्चर पेंट हो पाएगी है ना बाबा otherwise it won't be possible. Therefore you become everything you speak of. You are the greatest businessmen, the masters of mills. So remain constantly aware of this occupation of yours. ऐसे नहीं लौकिक में हंसी में just joking in a joking way they say that हाँ भाई बहुत बिजी है इसकी तो करोड़ों की मिलें चल रही है ना कहीं ये मैंने they don't even have time ऐसे किसी के लिए बोलते हैं ना just to tease them कि हाँ भाई you are extremely busy. So this is true for us. See how Baba is saying you are the greatest businessmen, the masters of mills. तुम्हारी सच में ही मिलें चल रही हैं. So remain constantly aware of this occupation of yours. Sometimes become masters of the minds and sometimes become artists. Sometimes you can become dancers. So nice. This knowledge is very entertaining. It is not dry. रूखा सूखा ज्ञान नहीं है, right? I remember listening to one of the classes of Dadi Janki. They always used to mention कि योग में ऐसे बैठते हैं जैसे बस बात ही मत करो कोई मुझसे मौन है मैं मतलब नॉट बैड टू कीप अ मौन ऐसा नहीं बट शी सेज कि तो रूखा सूखा बाबा को याद क्यों करते खुशी से प्यार से नशे से याद करो ना है ना? रूखा सूखा ज्ञान थोड़ी है सन्यासी थोड़ी हो कि बस ऐसे कोई देखे तो ऐसा लगे बाप रे मतलब कितना ऐसे मुंह ऐसे बोलते ना फूला हुआ मुंह है ऐसा थोड़ी दिखाई देना चाहिए. If you are a yogi, it should reflect. आपके चेहरे से भी वो दिखाई दे, जब आप योग में बैठ रहे हैं तो वो अनुभूति आपके साथ साथ औरों को भी हो। वो तभी होगी ना व्हेन इट इज नॉट ड्राई। जैसे बाबा ने कैसे बोला, दिस नॉलेज इज वेरी एंटरटेनिंग, इट इज नॉट ड्राई। कोई रोका सोका नहीं करने का, प्यार से, मजे से, रमणीकता से बाबा को याद कर, ऐसे ही ना। Some of you asked whether you should continue to listen to the same knowledge of the soul and the Supreme Soul every day. However, this is not dry knowledge of the soul and the Supreme Soul. It is very entertaining knowledge. Simply remember your new titles every day. उनके साथ खेल सकते हैं, जो स्मृतियां बाबा दिलाता है उसको टेस्ट कर सकते हैं ना। ट्राइड, टेस्टेड, वेरीफाइड। we I mean, we do it for a code normally, like since I come from a software background, we do this for a code. जो भी कोड लिखा है, we try it, we test it, verified है तभी वो आगे डिलीवर होता है। So this goes for the each and every self esteem या स्मृति जो बाबा दिलाता है। You can try it for yourself, you can test it later, verify भी करो और उसे कैसे होता है, अपना अनुभव भी सुनाओ, वैलिडेट भी करो, right? Because I really like this point where Baba is again and again mentioning कि रूखा सूखा ज्ञान नहीं है, it is not dry. Simply remember your new titles every day. I am a soul, but what type of soul am I? Sometimes I am the soul of an artist, sometimes the soul of a businessman. So continue to move forward with such entertainment. The father is entertaining, is he not? Arey, very entertaining. See how he's asking. The father is entertaining, is he not? He's very entertaining. See how he sometimes becomes the laundryman, sometimes the creator of the world, and sometimes the obedient servant. So beautiful, na? How is he saying it? कि देखो कभी मैं कैसे धोबी बनता हूँ, कभी कैसे रचयिता बनता हूँ, हाँ? Sometimes I become the obedient servant. So, as is the father, so are the children. Continue to churn knowledge in this way and remain cheerful. According to the present time, there has to be a balance between the speed of the self and of service. Each of you should think about whether you are giving the return to the same extent as the service you have received. It is now the time to serve. As you progress further, it will be the right time to serve. However, at that time, there will be many adverse situations. So, in order to serve in those adverse situations, you need to practice serving from now. At that time, it will be difficult to come and go, and you will have to do service through your mind to make others move forward. That will be the time to give, not fulfilling yourself. High time. Therefore, check your stock in advance. Have you filled yourself with the stock of all powers? Remain constantly full of all the powers, all the virtues, all the treasures of knowledge, and the power of remembrance. Let there be nothing lacking. Acha. Bap Dada gave greetings at Amrit Vela for the day of Sat Guruvar on the 20th April. Right? What a coincidence in drama, right? It is Sat Guruvar, no, today? The greetings for the day of the seed of the tree. Remain constantly embodiments of awareness and constantly experience the omens of Jupiter on the day of the seed of the tree. Now all of you have made a firm promise, have you not? Once the group of Kumars becomes ready, the sound will spread loudly. It will reach the government, but only if you stay with Baba all the time. So don't create any complication. You have very good zeal, enthusiasm, and courage. Where there is courage, you definitely receive help. What are you Shaktis thinking about? Even Shiv cannot exist without the Shaktis. He can do anything and he can do everything. It is his वो क्या बोलते हैं नम्रता, humility that he puts forward he puts forward all the Shaktis कि हाँ भाई तुम्हारे बिना शिव अधूरा है. But this is a fact. He can do anything and he can do everything. वो उसको हमारा भाग्य बनाना होता है. And that is why he comes and tells you कि हाँ you do this seva and you do this seva. Otherwise he is only doing it. Baba says if Shiva didn't exist, there would be no Shaktis, and if there were no Shaktis, Shiva couldn't exist either. What can the father do without his arms? So who are the first arms? Wonderful me. It is me. Acha. Now we will take the Yad Pyar. To those who constantly finish what is wasteful and remain stable on the powerful seat of the stage of a swan, to those who make all three aspects of time, of every action powerful, with the awareness of being one, who knows the three aspects of time, to those who constantly and naturally remain stable in the stage of soul consciousness, to such elevated souls who follow the highest codes of conduct, Baptada's love, remembrance, and namaste. From us children to our beloved Baptada, love-filled remembrance and namaste. We will take a minute of silence, reflect on the points, and then we shall share option. Om Shanti. We can share points from the Murli.
Om Shanti, Deepika Ben.
Om Shanti.
Core words, I think, more than the Murli, I was thinking about these words, Maryadas, then Smriti, which is the main thing over here. Now, when the word Maryada comes, I was just thinking, one has to differentiate it between Shrimat and Maryadas. Shrimat is the teaching of the Supreme Soul. Maryadas is just the physical, practical manifestation of those Shrimat. It's like what you call it as lifestyle. And I've seen these Maryada charts in centers. So I used to find out from where it has come. If for the first time, this Maryadas, disciplines, codes of conduct, if I'm not wrong, there used to be 16 codes of conduct in that small chart, which was put up in every center. I think it was 1950 or something. Before that, I think probably what Brahma Baba told his children was the Maryadas and they followed. And even later, one Australian group, they also had made one more thing about they called it as contemporary Maryadas. And it used to vary a lot. And today, that word, see, in English, it's such a big word, highest code of conduct. Like it's a rectitude, a thing which every Brahma Kumari must follow if she wants to really claim all rights, if she wants to go to Satyug, or if she wants to follow. I think I need to go back to that churning, to what was the, how earlier it was only Srimad, then how it became Maryadas, what we call it as a lifestyle. And how nicely Baba just said, I am a soul, others are soul. So that is Srimad. And that, putting it in your awareness, that is Smriti. That not just saying, oh, I'm a soul, looking at others, but looking at the body. No, that thing, not like a zombie style, but in a Smriti style. And there is so much knowledge even about the first thing in any samskar is Smriti, the basis. And I remember reading in Buddhism, as you rightfully said, which was called as mindfulness. In That was the core thing. If you want to have no suffering, if you want to have enlightenment, if you want awakening, you should have what they called it as mindfulness, being present in the moment. I think I would also love to churn between that smriti. And what is my smriti in the Murli? And how that smriti is to be changed into a lifestyle. And once I think as I am a soul, starting from my first Maryada code, whether it is Amrit Vela, getting up, going to going to the class, eating food, keeping company. There are so many of them. I think it's a very deep, I should say, study to know more about. Here, Baba is only telling us be highest code. But if one goes to the Yagya research, especially, I think, I don't remember whether it was Spark or whether it was some Australian or someone, lovely thing on Maryadas was given. But for me, and these Maryadas even, they keep changing. No, like I remember in one, Baba said, okay, you should not eat food from anyone, but when you are in the military, okay, Baba excuses, like that's why I say it's a lifestyle. Or even your mother's hand, maa ki haath se khana is okay. Like, I don't know where is that relaxation, or what I call it as amendment to the constitution, like that. So it's a very deep subject, this Maryadas, Shrimad, Smritis, and awareness. It really makes you go. I think even as we sit on it, we can churn on it. Om Shanti.
So true. We, of course, have a list of Maryadas at every center. We can even revise that today, taking this as a homework, so that we can dive in more and to revise also the Maryadas will strengthen roots. Yeah. Anybody else would like to share, would like to add on? Please go ahead.
Om Shanti. So Baba says, while being staying in the code of conduct, right? So that's one easiest way for us to be safe or remain safe in the atmosphere, the moving souls and the vibrations and all that. So it's like a safeguard for us following the code of conduct. And one more thing Baba says that is, if we have to labor or if we are unable to remember Baba, so there is a connection of this code of conduct. So when we are, sitting in remembrance and we are not unable to remember Baba, that means, there is there could be a connection that we might have not followed some of the code of conduct, and because of that, we are struggling or laboring to have remembrance of God. So this following the code of conduct will also help us having a powerful remembrance. will also give us that satisfaction, self-satisfaction that I am following other methods, which will help us in our yoga or so that's the takeaway. Function.
Yes. Anybody else would like to add on?
Shanti, sister, good morning.
Om
I am
Shanti.
working on this concept again about expansion's a point. From point we're going to expansion. It is it's actually a big deal to summarize a big concept. And I think that while writing the diary at night, when Baba says, put up your points to me, write your chart, that's when I think I go into that point form. And then as the day goes, like in the beginning of the day, again make a plan. It gets really big. And if not ended with a chart, then it keeps expanding in the morning as well. So I remembered and I make it a point that at least I write okay at night and I end the day. That actually gives me good sleep as well. So I was relating this to the point where Baba says to merge the big thing into a saransh. Thank you. Om Shanti.
So true. A very good practice. Anybody else would like to share anything? This actually happens, no? When Baba says that your awareness kind of goes and reaches out the atmosphere, it changes the atmosphere. This happens. I remember when I used to physically go to the office now since it's work from home. So when I used to go there, we were around four, rather say 6 to 8 people in a big, long, round cabin. We used to sit there, and I never used to say it aloud that we are going to the golden age, or I am somebody who practices this kind of meditation where we are taught that the golden age is about to come and we are to visualize this. No. But of course, what Baba says is, Swadarshan Chakradhari. So that used to be there in practice. कि हाँ वो फिराना है घुमाना है स्वदर्शन चक्र, and it used to be very normal. Okay. But I remember once, uh, one of my colleagues was getting married, and he kind of invited me as well for the, for his wedding, and he said that this is an invitation, you have to come. So the others in the cabin said that she might probably not, because they don't go now. They know that we don't eat and all of that stuff. He goes to Brahma Kumaris. They just know this much, and that we don't eat outside stuff. She knows it. Uh, but since it was, part of the office event, like you can say, like a colleague's this thing. So everyone planned, and we went there. But it was very early that I left, and I came back. Since the others were busy, having food and all of that. But I came back early. So the next day, or rather a few days back, when the person जिसकी शादी थी, when he came back, so the others asked him whether I went to his wedding or not, and he replied that आए तो थे, मैडम आए तो थे, but मैडम ने कुछ खाया नहीं. So, and then he said that it is very difficult, to मतलब इनको खिलाना, what he meant was इनको खिलाना बहुत मुश्किल है, इनके लिए खाना जन्नत से लाना पड़ेगा किसी दिन. And I was so surprised कि Baba, like, how come he knows that I keep recalling Jannat again and again? Now, since he was from a Muslim community, so he couldn't say swarg or anything of that, and he said कि इनके लिए तो भाई जन्नत से खाना है. And I was so surprised because I don't remember saying it aloud कि भाई I practice going to Satyog and I do this and I do that. No. But it spreads in the atmosphere like that. हाँ, these vibrations, वो जो स्मृति बाबा ने कहा ना, अगर तुम्हारे अंदर है, it will reach out to others also. And I was so shocked looking at that person that how come you are saying like this? So he said, did I say anything wrong? I said, no, you didn't say anything wrong, but this is such a surprise that you can recall Jannat and you can connect it to me. It gives you a kind of a very good feeling inside. Ki, Acha, maybe I'm on the right track. Maybe if he is able to experience this, chalo, something, I'm doing something at least. So this happens. This is so true that it reaches out to others also widely. जाता है, पहुंचता है.
It's what you said, just 30 seconds I'll take. These are goosebumps which you get. And you were also mentioning Deepika Behan about this brushing teeth and all those things. Sometimes, we do those things in a zombie style. We don't need any set of the mind to say, okay, take the brush, put the paste, some kind of zombie. But even in that, I remember Brahma Baba said, when even he took bath, he had an awareness as if Shiv Baba is coming and giving a birth, like small, small, small things to add to it, and then make it much more meaningful, mindful with Smriti Swarup. I think it gives you. Sometimes, as you said, such kind of sharing, it really gives you goosebumps to say, oh, so this is what Smriti really is. Thank you for that sharing.
Thank you, Baba. He surprises us all the time. Okay, anybody else would like to add on to anything? Since it's almost time. So, just a 1 minute of silence. Maybe we can reflect. We can bring the mind to the awareness about what am I going to practice today for the day. Just a minute of silence and then we can just end the class. Taki sister, will that work?
Yes.
Okay. So we'll take a minute of silence and then we shall end. Om Shanti. Thank you. Thank you, Baba.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Deepika Ben. Thank you, Divine Family. Let's all celebrate Holi with the color of awareness today and burn all the past. And remember the beautiful three meanings of what Holi is while we see the whole celebration from today and tomorrow in the Lokik Holi festival. Om Shanti.